Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Yasharala. Before we get started, I got to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwatash. Peace and salutations to the Akim out there pushing his truth and sincerity, and double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who taught us his truth. Alright, the topic of today's lesson is going to be how do we know the things of Esau sought out? Alright, how do we know? Alright, because the thing is, most people read, which is nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with reading the Bible from front to back like a novel. All right, that's fine. You could read it like that too. That's good, you know. But in order to get full understanding, pursuant to Isaiah 28:10, precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. All right, the Bible is pretty much like a puzzle. All right, pretty much like a puzzle. It's all laid out there. It's all on the table. You can see everything, right? But you got to put the pieces together, make it fit, make it all make sense. Because if you start to do something, if you start to say something, and a brother can pull out a scripture that contradicts it, all right, can show you where you're wrong, can go into the etymology, the concordance of words, which we know the Bible wasn't written in English. It was written in the Old Testament in Hebrew and the New Testament in Greek. All right, the words that we know today, or the understanding of the words that we have today in English, because we know that English is a fucked up language. All right, more than likely isn't the same definition that they had in their original concordance. So that's why it's important to go into the etymology of words. But like I was saying, the pieces are all laid out on the table, man. But you got to be able to put it together. And if you don't, if you're trying to put it together and you put all these pieces together and you don't have the picture that you're supposed to have, Houston, we have a problem. All right, we have a problem. All right, you got to be able to make all the pieces fit. You got to make it all make sense. There cannot be any contradictions. All right. So, to basically get started, man. So let's go ahead and get that first verse, man, which is Obadiah 1:6, all right, which is where I got the title of the video. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 6. It says, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?" All right. Scripture is asking you this, man, because, like I said, it's all laid out, but you got to be able to put the pieces together. All right. Esau in the scripture is the progenitor, the forefather of the Edomite nation. All right, it all goes back unto your forefather. All right, through the lineage of your father and his father and his father's father, and so on and so forth. All right, you are what your father is. The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. All right, let's go ahead and grab it real quick, because we out here to edify, man. You know. The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18, it says, "And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers." All right? Declared their pedigrees, just like dogs. All right? You got all different types of dogs, small dogs. You got Shih Tzu, pit bulls, little wiener dogs, and, you know, boxers, and this, that, and the third, right? But ultimately, all going back unto one particular progenitor, right? Which I believe is like the wolf or something like that, right? I might be wrong with that, but the thing about humans, the thing about us, right? As people, we're of course we're more special than animals, right? So, with that being said, the Most High gave a certain group of people blessings, all right? A blessing, the blessing of inheriting the kingdom of heaven, all right? Which is the Israelites, which they are known as the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? But just as there's good in the world, there's also bad, all right? Just as there's a set-apart, holy, righteous people, there's also a wicked, evil, twisted people as well. All right, not saying Israelites cannot be that way, but ultimately you got you gotta, ultimately our people have learned after the ways of the wicked, you know, and that's really another topic for another day. I want to stay on topic. Let's get the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, and these are the basics, man. These are the basics. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" So Scripture's asking you again, where and who is he? Who is the wicked, man? Who is the wicked? Well, the Bible tells you in Malachi chapter 1, verse 1 through 4, I believe verse 4 specifically, that Esau, Edom, is the border of wickedness. The Edomite nation is the border of wickedness, starting with their forefather Esau. Because if you read the book of Genesis, chapter 25, I believe, through 27, it lays it all out, man. Which I have a lesson on this. I did a breakdown on this a little while ago. You have to scroll down a little bit if you want to check it out. But basically, the blessing starts with our forefather Abraham, all right? And he had a wife named Sarah. I believe Sarah also, because I know about Rebecca, but I believe Sarah also couldn't conceive after she had Ishmael. But, so Abraham had two sons, Ishmael and Isaac. Isaac was the blessing. Isaac received the blessing from his father Abraham, which ultimately all these blessings come from the Lord, all right? Isaac had a wife named Rebecca, all right? Rebecca also could not conceive. She was having trouble conceive. They asked of the Lord, let's just go ahead and get it, man. Genesis 25. All right, Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. All right, it says, "And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren," meaning she couldn't conceive. She couldn't bear children. She was barren. "And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived." All right, the Lord said, "Okay, I'll allow it to happen, but special circumstances." All right, it says, "And the children," verse 22, "and the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? If I receive the blessing from the Lord, why am I? You got something going on inside of you." Rebecca didn't have the understanding that she had two children in her at this point in time. All right. She just knew that she received the blessing from the Most High to be able to conceive. All right. Verse 22, again, it says, "And the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus?" Right? If I receive this blessing from the Lord, why am I feeling this way? Why is this happening? Right? It says, "And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb. All right? And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger." All right? The point being, she had two nations. She had twins, right? But they were two different nations, all right? One being Esau, which is, like I said, the progenitor of the wicked, Edom, all right? The Edomites, the Edomite nation. And then you have our forefather, Jacob, whose name was later changed to Yasharallah, a righteous man, all right? A man of the field, right? Simple, plain, all right? Humble, all right? While Esau, if you read on through chapter 27, Esau's a liar, all right? Esau's a liar, and amongst other things, that kind of give away who Esau Edom is today, all right? Because the people of today, like we read in Job 9 and 24, the people of today have certain characteristics they give away. They give themselves away. All right. So it tells you who these people are today. It goes to show who these people are today. It's plain, and like Scripture say, as his ways are plain unto the holy, they are stumbling blocks unto the wicked. All right. These things are plain. All right. Regeneration. All these things make sense to us, but I'm going to stay on topic, man. It says, "In two manner of people," right? They were complete opposites, all right? Esau was a cunning hunter, all right? So like I said, Jacob was a man of the field. Esau is a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right, that's right. Jacob was a plain man, like I said. All right. And Esau received the blessing. All right. Esau received the blessing to begin with. All right. But he sold his birthright. He sold that blessing away for what? Some pottage, man. He was hungry. Some bloody meat. All right. Which we know of a certain group of people today that like their meat bloody. All right. Rare, not well done. All right. I'm sure you can come up with think of who that is. You could come up with the understanding of who that is. All right. Yeah, verse 31. And Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." And Esau said, "Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?" He didn't care about losing the birthright, man. He didn't care about the Most High blessing him, giving him that blessing, which is why he doesn't deserve it, even unto this day. All right. Verse 33. And Jacob said, "Swear to me this day," and he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. All right. Basically, man, Esau lied to his father Isaac as well, man. He told him that Jacob tricked him into selling his birthright, but Jacob didn't trick him, man. He lied on his brother Jacob, all right? But ultimately, the Most High already had it ordained that Esau wasn't meant to receive the birthright, all right? Just as today, man. These wicked nations, these wicked people who don't want to get right with the Lord, even amongst our people. The thing is, with these other nations, it's not really meant for them to get right with the Lord. They're already built to be against the Most High. That's how they're designed, by the Creator of all things, man. Right? Just like in a book, you got the author, right? Which is Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. God, as y'all call him. Right? The Creator of all things. He's the author. He's the director of the movie. Right? He picks the characters. Who's going to play the hero? Who's going to play the villain, right? All right. Just as you own your house or whatever, right? Your apartment, you rent it or whatever, right? It's in your name. All right, let's put it like that. All this in the world, the earth, the air, fire, water, people, animals, beasts, this, that, and the third, man. It's all got Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's name on it, man. He owns it. You can't go up against the director of this movie, the author of this book, all right? Just as he owns it, you own your closet, right? You decide how you want to put your clothes in there. You decide how, you want to organize your stuff in there. The clothes don't get to decide where they want to be put. No, you put it where you want to put it, man, because you're in control of it. Just as Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is in control of all the people on earth, man, including the wicked. Anything good, anything bad, anything wicked, anything righteous, it all stems from who? The Creator of all things, man, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because like Proverbs 11:1 tells us, false balance is an abomination unto the Most High. Just like you Christians preaching all love, even unto pedophiles and homosexuals and, those who commit all types of wicked abominations which are enmity against the Most High. Y'all going off for that, man. All right, but kind of went on a little rant there, but anyways, let's see. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 38. It says, "And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. So he was crying, man. He was like, give me some sort of blessing. I sold my birthright, you know, after he lied on Jacob, saying that Jacob tricked him. But Jacob didn't trick him, all right? Verse 39, it says, And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be in the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. And by the sword thou shalt live. By the sword thou shalt live. Now the sword has grown today into many different types of weapons. All right, you know, who's got the greatest military in the world, man? Who's got nuclear missiles that can wipe out entire countries, man? You know, because it ain't just America. It's Russia. China got some shit too, right? But Russia, Germany, the people of Germany, America, these are all the same people ultimately, man. These are all the same people, so-called white people, right? Which through their forefathers' lineage, they go back into the wicked, man. All right. And what does it say? And by thy sword thou shalt live. What does Scripture say? I mean, I believe it's in Scripture as well, but I know it's a saying within the world. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. All right? It's plain and simple, man. So guess what? They've lived by this. What did Yahushua say in Matthew? Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. A sword. Who's living by the sword? Yes, amongst our people too. That's why 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. But who is the wicked of the earth? Who is the border of wickedness? All right, let's continue on. It says, And shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, meaning this is going to happen, man. It shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Because it was once a point in time where Israel, where our nation was reigning supreme on the earth. All right. It was a point in time where we were reigning supreme on the earth. But guess what? Like it says, it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob. All right, who still has a perpetual hatred for the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans today? For what seems as apparently no reason, but guess what? It's embedded in their DNA to do so, man. All right. It says, And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. They may not admit it. They might not knowingly be aware of it. But deep down, something in them is telling them, hey, these are the chosen people, man. All right. It says, And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And they're still killing us today, man. They're still killing us today for apparently no reason. What seems to be no reason. All right. That was pretty much the backstory of it. So, Lord willing, the plan is by the end of this lesson that you come into the understanding of who is who, man. Who Esau Edom is today. Who the wicked of the earth is today. All right. Because like it says, their blessing, what was Esau's blessing? Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven. All right. And by the sword thou shalt live. His blessing is the sword. His blessing is all the materials of the earth, right? The fatness of the earth, all right, and the dew of heaven from above. You got to take a step back and think about what owners or what CEOs are running these corporations or these industries that are causing so much pollution on the earth, that are causing deforestation, right? That are causing extinction of animals, all right? The extinction of animals, the creation of the Most High, you're killing them off to a point where they are gone. They're not coming back until the kingdom of heaven is established, that is. Because the thing is, the name Jesus Christ doesn't mean a damn thing. All right, the name Yahweh Shai has power to it, and it actually translates Salakia into He delivers, He redeems, because He's coming back with a sword to take down the wicked of the earth and save Israel. Not all of Israel. Zechariah 13:9 or 8-9 says that 2/3 of our people will be destroyed, all right, because they're just wicked, man. They have their role to play, and that's fine. They have to, man. We all got our roles to play, all right? But 1/3 shall be tried, and in that 1/3 is the 144,000 elect men. But the rest of the 1/3, the great multitude, is the men, women, and children who the Lord will show mercy on, all right? It says in Zechariah 13:9 that they will be brought through the fire. They will be tried. Let me go ahead and get it, man. All right. It says, and it shall come to pass, like we said, it shall come to pass, meaning this is going to happen, all right, that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 1/3 shall be left therein. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. How about Shem Yahushai is our power. Esau got the blessing of a sword. You Jakes out there buying up all these guns and shit, you don't stand a chance, man. You don't stand a chance, man, against Esau's military, against his personnel, his tactical force that he sends out, man. What the fuck you gonna do against a tank, man? Nothing, not a damn thing. All right, let me grab this real quick. It's in Revelation. Yeah, Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. And like what I was saying, it says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. This is future prophecy. This has not happened yet. It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. Who is the Lamb? Yahweh Shai. All right? By our faith, our trust, and our belief in him, and by our works, we showing ourselves to be approved to be saved, man. All right? It says, and by the word of their testimony. And they love not their lives unto the death. That's the thing, man. Yeah, and I was telling a brother, my Shayak, Razakah, that, hey, it seems like as shit's getting worse for everybody else, it's getting better for us, man. While people are starting to experience more sorrow, we're starting to experience more happiness, man. It's crazy, man. It's funny, but it's beautiful, man. The works of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. It says, and they love not their lives unto death. But the point is here in verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice, yea, heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, which means death and destruction, to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you. So let me start again. It says, for the devil is come down unto you. And that word devil right there is in the Greek, diablos. All right. Which is talking about a physical being, a physical man playing the role of Satan here on earth. All right. It says, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. All right. It's only a matter of time before, all this games and shit that they're playing with the coronavirus and the, all these little games that they're playing. Just recently they had they're talking about children getting some crazy new disease or something. All right. It says, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. He knoweth that he had but a short time. It's only a matter of time before Yahweh Shai makes his return into this place and destroys you devils, man. And destroys you devils. Just to make a point real quick, in the world they have a saying, the white man is the devil. The white man is the devil, not even knowing that they're Israelites, or they may not even accept the fact that they're Israelites, that is. But even before coming into this truth, I've heard that before. The devil, or the white man is the devil. White man is the devil. You even hear that amongst people who follow Kemet and you know Rastafarianism, right? The white man is the devil, and they're right. They're right about that, man. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. I always say this, man. Take that with a grain of salt. It's really starting with the higher ups, the wicked elite. All right. It's really starting with the people who play a vital role in the way that these things go are taking place in the way that the world works right now. The higher elite, right? The $1 trillion families, right? Who have been rich since for the longest time, right? All right. Um, but just like there's Satan, higher level demons such as Satan, there's also lower level demons, right? You know, it's levels of demons, right? It's levels of spirits, wicked spirits, righteous spirits. It's levels, right? Just like there's levels of wicked people, right? You have some that are kind of wicked, and some that are, all the way wicked, right? But ultimately, the nation itself is the border of wickedness, right? And like I said, that's pursuant to Revelation 1 and not Revelation, Malachi, the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. All right. And the thing is, and I recently made a post on IG about this, man. Let me just go to it, man. Just, I got my cellular device right here. All right. History repeats itself, man. All right. Today in America, the people who run it have it this way. The modern day Greeks, the modern day Romans. What happened to the Roman Empire? It fell. Except this time, this is special, man. This is the last captivity, man. This is it. This is it. And through the internet and brothers out there on the highways and hedges putting up videos on the internet, this word is getting out. Esau done shot himself in his own foot, man. He came out with the internet, right? Thinking it was just, probably using it as a tool to manipulate and deceive, right? Ultimately bring in that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, which that is their plan. But look, they're stupid, man. They're stupid. Their words might seem good. Their technology might seem good, but it's not even all that. It's nothing compared to the technology of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Those so-called UFOs are the chariots, man. Those are the chariots of the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. All right? And here in the world, they tell you it's aliens, extraterrestrial beings. You grow up learning that shit, right? It is kind of extraterrestrial. Not all the way wrong with that. But to stay on point, man, it says, if history repeats itself and the unexpected always happens, how incapable must man be of learning from experience? Because history just repeats itself. The same things happen over and over again. All right? So you got to be clueless, docile, and dumb to not see what's taking place here, man. It says, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. History is the best teacher, man. All right. Experience is the best teacher. All right. This is the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. May take a little while for him to come down on us, but it's inevitable, man. It's about to get really real out here, man. It's going to be a hot summer, man. It's going to be real out here, man. And it's going to be a cold winter. A cold winter. See, it's a saying that also goes, if you always ready, you don't have to get ready. If you always prepared, you don't have to get prepared. That's true, man. But Let's get some more scriptures, man. Some precepts to back this. All right. Let's see. Let's get Job again, man. Job 20. It's the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 27. It says, "The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him." And the people are rising up against, let's just use Bill Gates as an example, man. The things that he's promoting, the vaccinations. White people, even white people are going up against these devils, man. But see, even amongst our own people, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, they accept it. Just completely fucking lost, man. Just out of there. Gone. It's sad, man. It's sad. But it is the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai for some of our people to be that way, man. For most of our people to be that way. In fact, in actuality, you know. So like it says, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Let's get another one, Revelation 18 and 4. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And it says, I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her." Who is that her? All right? That her is the customs, the traditions, the way of life that is here in America, Babylon the Great. All right? It says, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." Come out of her. Come back into your true power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because you're relying on this foreign entity, right? These heathenistic customs and traditions you follow, all right? They're disgusting in the eyes of the Most High, man, as well as his men, all right? As well as his elect, all right? Because what they ultimately stand for, no matter what picture, what narrative you try to put on it today, is depending on what it is. Let's use Thanksgiving for an example. You got 365 days out of the Gregorian calendar year to give thanks, but yet you have to. You just have to, man. It's tradition. You got to. You can't not do it. Your family will go up against you, right? Your family will get on you, right? You just have to celebrate the day of Thanksgiving that they call today, which originally goes back to the tribe of Gad, man, the Gadites, all right, one of the 12 tribes of Israel, and even amongst the Issacharites, like myself, so-called Mexicans, and all the other so-called Hispanics and Latino, tribes, right? We experienced genocide like no other. See, they'll talk about what the fake Jews went through over there in Germany and whatnot, Auschwitz, right? Not the FEMA camps, the concentration camps, right? Which the modern concentration camps are going to be the FEMA camps today, all right? But it's estimated that over 100 million so-called Native Americans and Hispanics suffered death, torture, beatings, slavery, bondage, just pure malicious, evil things, right? At the hands of who? Because the brother brought up a good point, and I never really thought about it, man. Let's get that in Deuteronomy 28. The brother, Salak, I don't think I even know his name. The brother on IG, his name is This Place Is Through, man. Cool brother, man. Cool brother. All right. Deuteronomy 28 and 49, it says, "The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand." Because before we knew Spanish, right, which we learned Spanish from who? The Spaniards, the conquistadors, who came and enslaved our people. Before we knew that, we knew what? Hebrew, man. Hebrew. This is why there's Hebrew artifacts all over South America, all throughout America, which a lot of it has been destroyed by these wicked ass organizations like the Smithsonian's, right? They destroy a lot of that shit. Guess why? Because it would completely just give them away, man. But the Most High has it set up to where there would be pieces and things like that left to where we would see these things, and it would just add to this truth, man. It would just back it up even harder, even further, man. You know, before you so-called Haitians and Jamaicans, man, where y'all think y'all got French from, man? Edomites, the Spaniards, conquistadors, Edomites. Christopher Columbus, a fucking Edomite, all right. And through stripping you of your heritage and nationality, here you are today. We're all speaking English and Spanish, man, and French. All right? That wasn't our original tongue. That was not our original tongue. All right. But let's continue reading on, man. It says, let's just start from the top. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, 'Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.'" We're not trying to receive that, man. All right, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities." You think the Most High is going to let that slide? Huh? You live by the sword, Esau. You murdered, cold-blood genocide. The greatest genocides of all time are at the hands of who? The so-called white man. All right? The so-called white man. Because he is the wicked of the earth. He came over here. Well, guess what? We clothed him. We taught him how to fucking wash his ass and brush his teeth. We already know he's a thief, man. He stole the land. He stole the heritage. Those aren't the real Jews. You so-called Negroes. You so-called Haitians, Jamaicans. Y'all are the real Jews, man. The southern kingdom of Israel. The northern kingdom are the so-called Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? Let's get some more precepts, man. Book of Jeremiah. Chapter 49, verse 10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not." He's spoiled, man. What is milk when it's spoiled? Bad. You're down bad, man. Your time is up. It's only a matter of time, man, and the clock is ticking. The grains of sand in the hourglass are trickling down, man. It is just a matter of time, all right? Let's reread that, man. The first part. It says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places." The secret societies, the Illuminati, Bone and Skull Society, that these wicked elite, the presidents, the government officials, politicians, they attend these things. They attend these things, all right? Because they're trying to stay in power for as long as they can. The thing is, yeah, like I was gonna say, I kind of lost that point. Yahweh Shai, his name means to redeem. Because if it wasn't for Yahweh Shai coming back to save us, without that higher power that is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we would be doomed, man. Because we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the technology or the weaponry to go against Esau Edom, the so-called white man and the kingdom that he has established here on earth. The queendom, more like it. All right. We don't have that, man. This is why we have to rely on a higher power, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Otherwise, he would come down with great wrath, like Scripture says, and that would be it. Nobody would ever be able to escape it. We'd be slaves for eternity. All right? We'd be slaves for eternity. It says, "And he shall not be able to hide himself." He can't hide who he is anymore, man. All those sweet words and shit, they're in one ear and out the other now, man. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. It is in the power of their hand to do whatever they want. They want to remain in control. So guess what? They got to keep us down and out, man. All right. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence. By violence, right? And houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. What did we just talk about, man? A man and his heritage. He has stripped you from who you actually are. You so-called blacks, let's use y'all as an example, man. You Judites, you Benjaminites, you Haitians, you Judites specifically here in America, all right? You so-called Negroes. When y'all first came here, what was y'all called, man? Huh? Niggers, right? Cattle. Less than human. 3/5 of a man, right? That's still written in the 13th Amendment today, man. Then after that, what? Negro. African American. Afro-American. Black. Niggas. Even a man in his heritage, man. He done stripped us of our heritage, our nationality. He done stripped you of the truth and the power that is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. And he's gave you what? What in slavery, what did they give us, man? That our people still want to follow today for some reason. Because you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American, y'all hate everything about slavery except for Christianity. Y'all hate everything about slavery except for Christianity, man. And it just doesn't make sense. Why follow the same religion that you were taught by your oppressor? That they're still following to today? Huh? Why do that? They don't have the correct doctrine. 99% of these pastors can't actually 100% really can't even break down the book of Revelation all the way, man. They can't, they don't understand what the Bible is actually saying. Some of them are waking up. You will have Edomites, so-called white people, who will admit, hey, I've been taught a lie. I seen a video of a missionary woman, older lady, all right, so-called white lady. And she said, I've been taught a lie. I've been living a lie all my life. The God of the Bible is black. Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ so very ignorantly, is black, is a man of color. All right. African American is 2 different continents, man. How you from 2 different places? Here it is, you got all these white people in South Africa, right? They could fly over here to America, you know, and live here the rest of their life, and they will never be called African American. You've been stripped of your heritage, man. All right? You've been stripped of who you actually are, man. You were fucking lost, all right? Let's see. Let's get the book of Psalms now. 64. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 64, and verse 6. It says they search out iniquities. What did Micah 2:1 say? That they wake up in the morning wanting to do wicked, man. All right? They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But the Most High is going to do what? Shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. All right? Suddenly shall they be wounded. All right? They're hurt, man. They're hurt. So guess what? They're going to come down upon us, man. It's only a matter of time, like I keep saying. Verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Was it Jeremiah 49? Oh shit, I just ripped that page. What did Jeremiah 49 say, man? That he shall not be able to hide himself, all right? Back to Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Hey, they're telling it on themselves, man. It's obvious. It's obvious who the so-called white man is. It's obvious that he is the devil that the Bible speaketh of, man. It's obvious, man. Now, like I said, this isn't all so-called white people, because you do have so-called white people who look white, but like Scripture say, judges not by appearance, but judges righteous judgment. All right. All these things are going to show this nation of people, maybe not entirely, all right, are the wicked. There are, because Israel, one of the curses was that Israel would be scattered into all nations, right? So some of our forefathers were in those nations. They intermingled with the other nations, right? And what happens when you mix a so-called black man with a so-called white woman? That baby comes out looking lighter. What happens when that baby mixes with a so-called white woman again? Comes out even whiter. So you do have so-called white people who throughout many generations have lost their look, their appearance, which is why Scripture say judgeth not by appearance, but they ultimately, through their father's lineage, goes back into an Israelite, man. Goes back into the house of Israel. Goes back unto God's chosen people. This is why this is not a race thing, man. It's a nationality and heritage thing. It's plain, man. It makes the most sense in the world. If you're not meant to get it, you're not meant to get it, man. That's all I could say, really. All right, let's see that. I think we got a few more, one or two more. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, making homosexuality legal, letting the woman get alimony, child support." It goes against the Scripture. If it goes against the will, the law, statutes, and commandments, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, it is wicked. If it goes against it, it is wicked. You can't play both sides, man. You can't be hot. You can't be lukewarm, man. You got to be either hot or cold, good or evil, righteous or wicked. All right? Let me reread it, man. It says, "Woe," which, like we said, death and destruction unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. They pass all these laws, forcing vaccinations. Huh? They lock a man away for having a herb. Huh? All right? Just a few that come to mind, man. It says, "In the right grievousness which they have prescribed." All right? It's all to serve themselves. 60,000 laws here in America, and you can't seem to follow the 613 laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High has set up for the nation of Israel to follow. Here it is. You have no trouble following man's law, all right? But you got trouble following the Most High's law, all right? Saying, well, no man can keep the law perfectly. We know that. Why did Israel go into captivity and receive punishment in the first places? Why did these curses come upon us in the first places? You know, a period of grace, right, is so we can practice, like Scripture says, man. Rehearse the righteous acts. Let me go ahead and pull that out. And I'm going to just get to the point. Judges 5. The book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11. It says, "They that are delivered from the noise of the archers and the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel." Now, when Scripture says in Israel, it doesn't always necessarily mean in the actual land of Israel, right? It can also be referred to as amongst the people in Israel, all right? "Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates." All right. So like it says, rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. That's what we're doing. We're rehearsing them. We know we're not perfect. We know we're attaining to reach that perfection. We're attaining to walk as Yahushua walked, which was in perfection. Because guess what? To be perfect is to be able to follow all the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. All right. 1 John 3 and 4, it tells us that sin is the transgression of the law. So to be in sin means to go against the law, to break the law. It's really quite simple, man. All right, let's get one more, man, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, sith thou hast not hated blood, which they like their steaks and shit bloody. They like to kill animals, they like to go hunting, just as their forefather Esau was a cunning hunter. Even blood shall pursue thee. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Let's grab these real quick, man. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Listen up, man. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He led us into captivity. Guess what? He's going to go into captivity in the kingdom of heaven, man. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. This is a perfect balance, man. This is a perfect balance. We don't have the swords, the weaponry, the capability to kill him. But Yahweh Shai does, man. The armies from above do. All right. It says, here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Woo! The patience and the faith of the saints, man. And Psalms tells you who the saints are, man. The Israelites. All right. You know that song? Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. You know that song, man? Oh, how I want to be that number. Right? That number is the 144,000 elect. Huh? Another one. Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. Y'all know that song? The chariot is talking about the UFOs, man. You don't think while our ancestors were out there struggling, picking cotton in the fields, you know, going through all kinds of hell, that the Most High wasn't showing them signs from up above? Huh? Even today, we got all types of signs. We got all types of UFO sightings. We got all types of chariot sightings, man. Which is giving us that hope, man. Feeding our hope, man. Call Halayim, Layahaw B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Kakutash, man. It's beautiful, man. It's so beautiful, man. Golly. So we just got Revelation 13 and 9. Let's get Isaiah 14 and 21. Because you'll have them say, well, I didn't lead your people into captivity. I had nothing to do with that. All right. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. All right? Because that's what they're aiming to do. They're aiming to be in complete control and their kingdom to never fall again. Just like ancient Greece fell, just like ancient Rome, just like Babylon. All right? All these captivities that the Israelites have been in, they fell. And this one shall do the same as well. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, man. Let's grab it real quick. That's right. It says, the thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. History repeats itself, man. History repeats itself. All right. Let's see. There was one more, Jeremiah. Go back to Isaiah. I can't remember where in Jeremiah, but I got little notes in my sword. Got a couple little notes, man. I'm trying to fill it up to where I can just boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Jeremiah 32:17. All right, let's grab that real quick. It says, Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, behold, thou hast made the heaven and the earth by thy great power and stretched out arm, and there is nothing too hard for thee. All right. Verse 18 in the point, it says, thou showest loving kindness unto thousands, and recompense the iniquity of the fathers unto the bosom of their children after them. The great, the mighty power Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, the Lord of hosts is his name. All right. He's the King of Kings, man, the Lord of Lords. All right. All praises are definitely due, man. All right. But I wanted to get one more, man, and then we'll definitely close it out, man, because we could do this all day. All right. Because, like we said, history repeats itself, and the Bible lays it out, man. It says, Matthew chapter 24, verse 37. It says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." All right. Just like history repeats itself, man. Noah preached for 100 years, more than 100, I believe. Noah prophesied. Noah went out and told the people, "Hey, it's gonna flood. It's gonna flood. It's gonna flood." They're like, "Man, it hasn't even rained." They can't see it, so they can't. It's hard for them to believe. They have no faith. All right. Where did that lead them, man? To death, to pain. All right. Second Esdras, I believe. Bear with me, Baba Kasha, which means please. Second Esdras chapter 9. Let's start from the top, man. All right. Because just as the days of Noah, Noah was prophesying. Noah was preaching. Noah was trying to wake the people up, telling them, "Hey, it's going to flood." Meanwhile, he kept working. He kept the faith, and he kept working. He built that ark, right? And guess what? The Lord closed the door, man. Because if it was up to Noah, with all those people banging on the door, saying, "Let me in, let me in, let me in. It's flooding out here. You were right." He would have opened the door, man. The shit would have went down. It wouldn't have played out like how it was supposed to, right? Like how the Most High ordained it to, right? Just as today, man. They call us fools. They laugh. They scoff. They make fun of us. Hey, but it's a saying that goes, the last laugh is the best laugh. All right? Luke chapter 6, verse 21, real quick. It says, "Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled." Oh, no. My bad. Luke 6 and 25. It says, "Woe," which like we say, "death and destruction unto you that are full," that are satisfied with your life, right? "For ye shall hunger," right? That you're eating good and shit right now. You don't know about fasting. You don't practice fasting, right? When shit hits the fan and food, all these grocery stores and shit are shut down, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real for a lot of y'all, man. It says, "Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep." All right, you're gonna be crying like a little bitch, man. It's a saying that goes, "Laugh now, cry later." What opposite could be said now? We're crying out unto the Lord. We're most of the time, man, pissed, man. Fuck this place, man. This place sucks. We ready for the kingdom of heaven, man. But as we see these prophecies unfolding, it's giving us hope. It's bringing us joy, while the rest of the world is feeling the opposite, man. Sorrows, ready for it to go back to how it was. But I wanted to bring out it says, "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking." They were just enjoying themselves, right? "Marrying and giving into marriage," or giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Oh, Second Esdras. That's right, Second Esdras. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 9, from the top. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Wherefore, or therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Predestination. It's already all been laid out, man. You don't have no free will, man. All right. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. These prophecies unfolding, they're showing us, hey, like scriptures say, no man knoweth the hour but my Father which is in heaven. Yahweh Shai said that. All right. But guess what? These prophecies, these things unfolding, which our eyes can see, most cannot, all right, is going to show us, hey, prepare yourself. The end is almost here, all right? That's the way that the Lord is speaking into his men, his people, right? All right. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith, right? Faith first and foremost, we know that. It says, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, talking about the kingdom of heaven, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. All right? Let's jump down to verse 11, and this is the point, man. And they that have loathed my law, which means hated, disregarded, didn't care for the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, while they had yet liberty or grace to do so, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, which is now, all right, understood not and despised it. Verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain. Just as the days of old, those men that didn't take heed unto Noah, those people who didn't take heed unto Noah, what he was saying, that the flood was coming, they didn't take heed. And guess what? They knew it after death by pain, man. All right. That's the point, man. Hopefully, like I said, Lord willing, the whole point of this lesson, man, the whole point of these lessons, period, are to bring edification, man. Are to give you knowledge, give you perspective, all right? Let you see things in a different form of light that you've probably never even seen or heard before. All right. These days are getting short, man. The devil is about to come down. All right. The devil is about to come down. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. We are a rich people. All right, even though we go through tribulations, and we face a lot of poverty. All right, it says, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan, the physical manifestation of Satan. All right, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. And that word devil, like we said, also that word devil right here in Revelation 2 and 10 also goes into the Greek diablos, which is talking about a physical manifestation of Satan playing the role here on earth. All right? It says, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, all right? And I will give thee a crown of life. All right. So right there, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but the synagogue of Satan. They say they're Jews, but they're not, man. They're not special. They're not the best athletes, the best scientists, the best at math. They're not the best mentally, physically. You know, spiritually, they're not the best, man. You are. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? But like I was saying, man, I hope this video be edifying, that you come into this understanding, all right? That this hopefully be possibly a kickstart for you, man. If you've never heard this before, if you've never, you know, um, understood it in this manner, if you've never heard it broke down like this before, I pray it be edifying, and that the Most High show mercy on you and deliver unto you, the things that He has delivered unto me and my brother, all right, my sisters as well. All right. So with that, man, we're gonna end it off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Peace and salutations unto you brothers out there pushing this truth and sincerity, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of the great millstone who taught us this truth. Until next time, I say Shalom.